welcome to the Lost Media Chronicles, a show which discusses various lost movies, music, art, you name it. Well, this episode is going to be a bit of a quick one. I've got a lot of other videos lined up in my roster that I need to get done, but it is still nonetheless relevant. Election season is around the corner. With voters complaining about Trump and Hillary, it's easy to see how controversy is stirring passionate debates on all sides of the spectrum. Even the third-party candidates seem to be causing many to cringe. Nobody is happy with their choices for president. People are calling it the worst election season on record. However, if you take a look at past elections, it's easy to see how the choices for president have always been a controversial issue. Take a look at the 1960 election. Richard Nixon ran against John F. Kennedy. Kennedy was accused of being too progressive just as much as people were accusing Nixon of being too regressive. It wasn't until the televised presidential debate of 1960 that people really started to take a liking to Kennedy. In ways, mindsets haven't changed, just the historical events that are changing the arguments that are coming up. People arguing against the corrupt two-party system isn't exactly a modern development. Watching old election coverage shows that presidential candidates have been flip-flopping, buying votes, making false promises, and being bought out by massive corporations for decades. The game of politics hasn't changed just because the times have. Watching past political debates is important towards forming a valid opinion for election season. It should come as no surprise that many of these debates are heavily sought after. The earliest surviving presidential debate is, of course, the 1960 debate between Nixon and Kennedy. There were a few predecessors taking place on radio, but none of those seem to survive. Since then, scattered pieces of debates can be found in various sources, such as documentaries and YouTube videos for elections up to 1976. Full debates from 76 onwards is a breeze due to the advent of home video recording. It's unknown if the footage from other debates has been saved elsewhere or if they are completely lost. And of course, this isn't a phenomenon that is exclusive to presidential debates. There are many other smaller scale debates that go missing as well. Think of debates taking place between state senators for election, or debates when trying to get a new controversial law to pass. Channels such as C-SPAN were started to prevent such losses, but it's still amazing how many primary debates and other footage are hard to find. It's also not exclusive to the United States. Political debates from countries such as Russia, China, Germany, and France have also gone missing from easily accessible resources. It's unknown if a lot of this footage is legitimately missing or if it's just not available online. So people ask, what does it matter if debate footage from the past goes missing? Think of it this way. It's often said that knowing history is a great way to avoid repeating it. It's a good way of comparing the mindsets of the past and seeing how they apply to modern day history. Think about people making comparisons between the gay rights and the transgender rights of modern day society and the racial tension going on in the 1960s. Are people comparing Roe versus Wade with modern day abortion issues? Other people just want to save these debates for their historical importance. This goes without saying, as documents seen as historically important are saved for future generations to learn about them. But most of the people that seek out this footage are confused about modern day politics. Watching debates from the past helps change their perception. Politicians don't debate to change the minds of the opposition, but rather convince non-voters to vote for them or to convince the confused that they are the right choice. The opposition will rarely change their minds when they see that the enemy is saying things that they clearly disagree with. People who can lean either way, on the other hand, they're the ones that are most likely to be swayed. However, sometimes people have their judgment clouded so much by modern politics that they just find themselves watching debates from the past in order to try to get a better perspective. Thus, their judgment is less cluttered and they're able to see the results of the debate as history unfolds afterwards. As this year's presidential debate draws nearer, you'll be seeing more people seeking out lost debates of past elections and primaries, trying to make up their mind of who they'll be voting for in this November election. Whether Trump, Hillary, or God forbid Gary Johnson or Jill Stein wins, you can bet people will be referencing these past debates to help them out with this coming election season. Join us next time when I start dressing up like some sort of weirdo who just came out of his pedophile uncle's closet. It's Halloween season, I gotta be festive somehow. See you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Lost Media Chronicles. Be sure to tune in next month because those episodes will be a lot longer than today's episode. Also, be sure to check out the first episode of my brand new show, Adventures in Vinyl Land, which explores vinyl releases from the past, present, and maybe even the future. Okay, seriously, I'm not going to be doing it from the future, but check it out. It's a good show. I think so, at the very least. Anyways, see you later. Have a wonderful day.
But now, wait a minute. I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did.